Hey there Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. We're going to take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline here, go check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And we're starting off with the Oracle decks. I'm using some Oracle decks. Urban Crow and the Animal Spirit Oracle. And also then we'll be moving on to more traditional tarot spread. So, we have Pisces. Oh, fascinating. Illusion. You may be seeing something that's actually just a projection of your worst fears. I mean, this one is definitely, we have a broken mirror and we have a screaming crow. So, we're definitely talking about your worst fears, something that seems very negative, but you're just yelling at yourself. You're projecting something onto the world. What you're seeing isn't somebody else, it's a reflection of you and something that you carry within you, some sort of fear or anxiety or anger that you carry within you. You are possibly projecting that onto someone else. So it's not, whatever this illusion is, this is referencing something that's just not real, and yet you are experiencing it as very real. And unnecessarily so. So sorting through some of your concepts and ideas and things that you may be, things that you may be projecting something. So the good news is that something that you're really worried about or afraid of or angry about doesn't actually exist. So you don't actually need to be mad. You're not actually being threatened. You're not actually in danger. Although your emotions are definitely feeling that. It's your mind's playing a little bit of a trick on you, or something in your environment is playing a bit of a trick on you. So that's the bad news, is that you may not be seeing things clearly. The good news is that you're not seeing things clearly. So wonderful. Do a little exploration there. And then we also have Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine. So you have something to show off. You have something that's very beautiful, very amazing here. The peacock's feathers are just, it's natural spirit. It didn't make the feathers, it didn't slave away over making, I mean, it made the feathers, right? But it didn't it's not projecting the feathers. It just is beautiful. And this is just letting your soul shine, being the royalty, the beautiful person that you are. So maybe this illusion is sort of something that's standing in the way. And this mirror is reflecting, but it doesn't have its own light. You have your own light. So getting this illusion out of the way so that you can really shine, these fears, these projections. I mean, there are things to be afraid of. There are people that are dangerous to us and all sorts of things, right? But there's so I'm not saying they're all that way, but we're talking about something that could be standing in the way of you actually shining, and then you can pop out and be like, okay, actually, this is me. So something that may be suppressing you or maybe difficult for you to deal with, that may be just a story you're telling yourself, or something you're seeing out in the world as actually you're bringing to it. So letting your real self shine here. And then we have gifts. Oh, I like this. I like gifts. I like shiny little baubles and gifts. Someone thinks of me. So gifts, receiving these gifts. So I think, or giving these gifts. Right? We have a little shiny, I mean, crows are known for giving gifts to humans they're bonded with. So they find little shiny things and they give them. So you may be receiving gifts, you may be giving gifts. So gifts. And maybe you have a beautiful gift to give as well. And maybe that gift is yourself. And the fears you have about giving, or about revealing yourself, or giving the world something of yourself. Shining, those fears are not well founded. May have been at one point, but in the current situation are not. So gifts, little shiny things collected to be given. I like safety pins. They're so fascinating. They're these pokey little things, right? they have this little, I don't know, you're safe around the safety pin. I like that. Safety pins and keys and feathers and roses and a button and a coin. The gift may be an opening, the gift may be safety, the gift may be fun, something fun, or money, or clothes. Cool. All right, Pisces. I've never worked with the Animal Spirit Oracle before, so this peacock stuff is all new to me, this deck right here. All right, Pisces, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Ah, we got a reversal, an accidental reversal. All right, in your recent past, you have 10 of materials, either inheritance or family issues or something actually reaching the fullness of what it could actually provide for you. There's community support, there's success, there's material success in the real world here. You were successful. This looks like 10 of materials in this deck has, you know, family, community benefiting, a mutual support, benefiting from some sort of like tree of life or from some sort of job. So in the recent past, you have benefited from some sort of gift giving or it's a fullness, it's a fruition. Something physical was physically completed. Everything that was able to be received from it was received. There was a sense of a community of people, either family, being supported by this thing. And then in your current situation, you have the Lover's card. So this is a choice, decisions. How are we going to live our lives? Are we going to move forward towards, are we going to move towards what brings us to life, what makes us come alive? Or are we going to move away from, are we going to be motivated by fear, moving away from fear of rejection or fear of not being loved, or, you know, making moves because we're afraid that something bad is going to happen if we don't do exactly what we're supposed to do? Or are we going to move forward towards things that we love, towards our passions? So this talks about sort of some sort of divine connection or a deep connection, and you have made that connection. Something very much resonates with you, and it's raising some choices and some decisions needing to be made here. So so again, it's the good news. The good news is that you've met something that matches your frequency or what you're wanting. You've met something that really resonates with you. The bad news is that now there are decisions to make, and usually the Lover's card comes with some very difficult decisions, because the thing that resonates with us, sometimes we don't want that thing to resonate with us. Sometimes it's very inconvenient that that thing is resonating with us. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, that this and everything that it comes with, you know, is resonating with us. So there's something here that's bringing up some choices and some decisions to be made about how you're going to move and how you're going to move through the world and make some decisions. Because, yeah, the situation can have things that people don't like about it, other people don't like about it. But the potential for growth is so great here. The growth is the growth and the love and the coming and the livingness of it, the life-giving energy of it, is very appealing. Despite that the circumstances around it may be incredibly difficult, or it's like just this life-giving thing, but there's something very difficult about it, something very difficult around it. And then in your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, we have the reverse Magician here. You're afraid you're not going to be able to bring something to fruition. You're worried that you don't have the power, you don't have what it takes, you're missing some pieces. So this Lovers thing, this thing that resonates, may be calling to you, but you're not. You're worried that you don't have what it takes. You're missing something. Like, what if I did move towards this, but I didn't end up being enough, or having the right skill set, or being able to tap into that universal energy. You're afraid. You might even be afraid of the life-giving energy. You know, the fear of death is often connected to a fear of life and that power, the power of living creatively, and the true power that we have when we stop suppressing it in order to fit in. So in order to be lovable, to be acceptable. So there might be some fears here about, right, because this Magician taps into this river of power, this flow of energy that comes through the universe. The Magician in the upright is tapping into that, channeling this incredible energy into these resources, these raw materials that they've collected in order to create a new reality, in order to create something new, in order to create what they want and bring what they want. But your fears, this is very clearly talking about a fear in the reverse here, is possibly not being able to handle this energy, not being able to tap it, not being able to tap into this. If you do tap into it, can you handle it? Do you even have the raw materials or the resources available? There's a lot of doubt about being able to manifest something, thinking that you can, right? I'm seeing this here, this illusion. That you can't do this, that you're lacking in some way. In your, what's at issue here is, again, 2 of materials. This is also in the reverse, as we would expect, actually, the way I do this. This is not being able to handle everything. There's too much on your plate. There's a negotiation that's not working out. There's like too much on your plate. There's too much going on. There's something that you're not able to handle. You're not able to juggle needs and wants. Some things. So in the upright, we're juggling things. We're negotiating things that require different levels of attention or our full attention in turn. But in the upright, we're barely holding on here. I mean, in the upright, we're barely holding on. In the reverse, we're dropping some balls here. We are not able to do this. So you're actually worried that you're not able to tap into this energy. Well, you're worried though, but what's happening though is something in your reality, some sort of physical aspect of your reality is not being handled well, or there's imbalance here. There's being thrown off balance, thrown off kilter. There's not being able to manage everything on your plate. Like, just literally, there's going to be some balls dropped here. I always see this as the juggler, you know, and these things require our full attention, release, require our full attention, release. But this is, some balls are getting dropped, some things aren't happening, that you aren't able to handle everything on your plate right now. There's a negotiation that's stalled, a negotiation that's not happening. There's some sort of eternal flow that is sort of disrupted here. In your environment, we have 4 of emotions. My cat is here, has joined us right on top of all of my cards. So yes, Jack. So this is the 4 of emotions, we call this. This is your environment offers and rejections of offers. So there's something in your environment, it's a repeated offer. Well, Jack dumped the tripod and everything over, but we're back now and all the cards are the same. So in your environment, you have 4 of emotions. There's been something disappointing here that's actually asking you to look to yourself and look, right, she is the cup, she is her own answer. There's something here though that may be focused on some disappointment. We're counting our blessings and they don't seem like very many right here. So, but there's something in your environment where like it's much bigger than what you're seeing. You're seeing this and you're like, okay, few little cups here, few little cups there. But there's something much, much bigger, and you can't see it because you're right in the middle of it. So this again is reminding me of this illusion card. You're looking at this and you're not liking what you see, but you are within a much larger cup. You are within, your environment is much, has a much bigger situation than what you're able to see right now. So we're not seeing the full picture. We have this sort of illusion that we only have 3 cups, but in fact we have this enormous cup, but we're right in the middle of it. This reminds me, especially with the water here, this reminds me of there's something about, and this let it shine is reminding me of like a fish in water, and someone wants to talk to it about like, how do you swim, and the fish is like, what are you talking about? And I'm not remembering this properly, but and it's just, you don't even realize some of the situations and blessings that you're sitting in sometimes. Like a fish doesn't even know what water is or is not, or what, swimming so beautifully is in the water, because that's just what it does. So it doesn't even see it enough to be able to like acknowledge it or be able to recognize it. So that's what I'm getting a little bit here. There's something disappointing in your environment. What you can see is disappointing. What you can't see is much bigger than what you're seeing, and what's been a little disappointing so far. But you're in the middle of something that's actually very, very exciting, and this is borne out by the rest of this reading as well. So we also have your to-do list is this Muse inspired leadership. So leadership would imply maybe working with a team, pulling in people. This is a master of inspiration. This is a master of creation. This is very intuitive work. This is working with your intuition, working with your, are you serious right now? Working with your intuition and being sort of a master and a leader there, confidently moving with your dreams, right? So we have this Lover's card here that asks us, are we going to embrace this path? Something's really calling to us, something's very much inspiring us. Are we going to embrace that path? And this is, yes, embrace that path. Embrace this path, move towards your intuition, move confidently in some sort of area or field or relationship that really calls to you, moving confidently in that energy towards the yes. This Lover's card asks us a question: are we going to move towards love? And your answer, your to-do list is, oh hell yeah. And not only move towards it very confidently, letting it shine. Confident movement, King. And this is out in the real world too. This isn't just like spiritual movement or psyche movement. The King is externally focused. So the King is moving confidently towards what you want, moving confidently towards that, and it has to do with inspiration and intuition and being in touch. Like the inspiration here, this has more to do with this flow. I mean, it's represented by one of these raw materials down here, but this does have to do with that flow of energy and being a master of that flow of energy. You don't think you can do this? This is saying, yes, you can. You absolutely can. And not only that, you can handle and you can channel this flow just fine. Just fine. You can work in reality and be that bridge between inspiration, energy, and reality and the external world. And then where you're going. So one thing, where you're going is the Chariot. This is a very exciting reading. Captain Jack has made it even more exciting, but this Chariot here, look how powerful she is. She is inspired. She is receiving this energy, this flow. I'm going to put this in the upright because that's where we end up. She's receiving in this energy, in this flow, and she's moving even more confidently. So one of the things with this Lover's card is you have to say yes before it can unfold, right? You have to move towards it and say yes. This is like a dance with life. When life asks you to dance, in order to experience that dance, you have to say yes. Like this is sort of life coming to you. You're sitting there as a wallflower at the polka dance, and you're sitting in the corner, and life comes to you and says, hey, would you like to dance? And you're like, oh my gosh, this person is very beautiful and very amazing and very wonderful, and I like them. But are you going to be afraid and say, no, 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 I don't think I can do this? Are you going to say no out of fear? Fear that maybe you don't know the moves, it's not the right dance, you haven't learned this one perfectly? Or are you going to say yes? Now, once you say yes, now the dance can begin. So this is the question that the Lovers comes up with. And this is you almost taking a leadership role. It's like you saying yes, and then grabbing life's hand and leading life out to the dance floor, no matter who's leading here. I'm, as a female, I'm always following, so I just see myself as following. But this is leading. This is the king, and you're going to take life by the hand yourself and say yes. There. Now, this allows actual movement in reality. This energy that you get into, this leadership in this inspired field, this actually leads to quite a bit of movement and confident, secure movement towards these goals. You actually end up having that power to and this could actually be actual travel. You could end up being able to travel, right? These horses representing, horsepower in my mind, and being able to go where you want to go, being able to do something, either do something in your current reality or move yourself to another place on this planet. So so this is a powerful movement forward. So it's like you have to say yes. You take the leadership in saying yes to this power, to this energy, to this inspiration, and then the real movement can begin here. So I really love that reading for you, Pisces. Really beautiful energy there. I'm actually kind of glad Jack came and disrupted whatever flow I was in so that I could find a new one for the rest of the reading. So anyway, I'll see you when I see you again.